Hi there, this is Solitary Ronan from Solitary Ronan Films, and welcome to another haul video. This is getting out of control. Today I'm going to talk about the HMV sale. They usually have a 2 for 15 with various labels kind of rotating in every now and again, but they decided to do 2 for 15 on the Warner Archive Blu-rays. Now HMV, if you don't know, their premium collection was generally titles from the Warner Archive, but the premium collection is now no longer, so they have released some Warner Archive and they have put them in the 2 for 15, so it was too good to pass up. Now some of these I have had kind of in my various baskets at full price, which is $14.99, but again, as I said, 2 for 15 is just too good. So I'll go through them. I haven't watched them all because mine is money. So the first one, and very much like the premium collection, because the premium collection was essentially the UK version of Warner Archive, some of these films have lots of extras, some of them, other releases, are bare bones. So we'll start with a film I believe I saw years ago but I haven't seen since. This is Each Dawn I Die with James Cagney and George Raft, and they do come in these kind of echo cases, which I know, or eco cases, which I know some collectors really dislike, but it's quite good because they are thin, so you get more on the shelf. This was directed by William Keighley. 1937 is that. This has Warner Night at the Movies, which quite a lot of the releases have their own version, from 1939, and there's small documentaries and there's random radio shows, and some of these releases have cartoons as well. So that's Each Dawn I Die. And then again, one that I always had kind of full price. I remember getting this out of a video shop and watching it. This is Quick Change with Bill Murray, Gina Davis, Randy Quaid and Jason Robards. I have seen this again years ago, but I haven't actually seen it on Blu-ray. This was directed by Howard Franklin and Bill Murray. It's very much a Bill Murray vehicle based on a novel, and this is about bank robbers who can't actually get out of the city, which is a nice little touch. Next, a film that I just have on DVD, recorded off the television, if you remember what a television is. So this isn't a great film, but again, for 2 for 15, it's well worth the Blu-ray upgrade. So this is Joseph Mankiewicz, There Was a Crooked Man, with Kirk Douglas and Henry Fonda, Hume Cronin, who of course is just fantastic in Parallax View, Warren Oates, Burgess Meredith. Again, 126 minutes. It's far too long and drags and is a bit flabby, but there is some good stuff in the film. But again, for £7.50, it's well worth the Blu-ray upgrade. Next, another classic which I've never actually had in the collection, Angels with Dirty Faces, with James Cagney again, Pat O'Brien and the Dead End Kids and Humphrey Bogart. This is Michael Curtiz. There's actually quite a lot of Michael Curtiz in the premium / Warner archive. Again, saw this decades ago, still haven't seen it again. Next, directed by H.C. Potter. This is Mr. Mr. Blandings builds his dream house with Cary Grant, Myrna Loy and Melvyn Douglas. Bizarrely, I've never actually seen this, which is unusual. Again, this has 2 radio versions of the film, so again, looking forward to checking out that. Next is a film directed by Richard Thorpe, and the only reason I bought it is because of a certain actor. This is Ivanhoe from 1952, I believe, and the only reason I bought it is because it's got George Sanders. This stars Robert Taylor, Elizabeth Taylor, Joan Fontaine, but it's for George Sanders. £7.50 for George Sanders. You can't ask too much for that. Next, a film I bought just for the director. The director is Henri Villeneuve, which I have obviously butchered his name. And the film is Guns for San Sebastian, with Anthony Quinn, Charles Bronson, and Annette Comer. Yeah, I love Henri Vermaal's kind of French gangster films, and this is a bit unusual. It's a little bit, kind of reminds me of the Frank Sinatra and the Cannon film, not Cannon Studios. This also co-stars Sam Jaffe, but Charles Bronson and Anthony Quinn. Yeah, I don't think I've seen this one either. Obviously I've seen the Frank Sinatra Cannon film so many times. Again, this was the film that I almost bought in full price, but again, to get it for £7.50 is ideal. This is The Frisco Kid with Harrison Ford and Gene Wilder, which I've never seen, but I didn't actually realise this was directed by Robert Aldridge. I don't know if this is pre-Star Wars or post-Star Wars. 1979, which would make it post. Yeah, Harrison Ford and Gene Wilder. Excited to check that one out. Fury, Spencer Tracy's turn, and Sylvia Sidney. This is co-written and directed by Fritz Lang. So looking forward to this one. Again, I haven't seen this one either. I don't know what I've been doing with my time, but I haven't seen Fury. Fritz Lang. I don't know whether this was his first American film. No doubt somebody will correct me. Again, another film that I had in my basket at full price for so long, and almost pulled the trigger every single time, but didn't. And I'm glad I didn't. Got it for 2 for 15. And this is Eye of the Devil. This has a wonderful cast. Deborah Kerr, David Niven, Donald Pleasance, Sharon Tate, David Hemmings. Yeah, looking forward to seeing this as well. And then another wonderful cast, produced and directed by Herbert Ross. The Last of Sheila, which is a murder mystery on a boat, starring Richard Benjamin, Diane Cannon, James Coburn, Joan Hackett, James Mason, Ian McShane, Raquel Welch. You kind of forget how many films Ian McShane's been in. It's quite a few. It was actually co-written by Anthony Perkins, and Bette Midler sings the theme song. Next is a film that I have watched. It's Passage to Marseille. Again, directed by Michael Curtiz. It's the same crew almost as in Casablanca. Sidney Greenstreet, Claude Rains, Peter Lorre, and of course Humphrey Bogart. And this doesn't quite work. It's funny, you have the same exact pieces of Casablanca, but it just doesn't quite work. A bunch of criminals trying to escape as France is taken over by the Germans. It should have been so much better, but for some reason it just doesn't come together the way it possibly should have. Next, a film that again I've just had on DVD for so long, and again was going to buy it at full price so often. This is a little cracker from Edward Dmytryk, and this is Crossfire. Robert Ryan, Robert Mitchum, and Robert Young, all the Roberts. Sam Levine and the wonderful Gloria Graham co-stars in it as well, about the murder of a Jewish chap by Robert Ryan, who isn't a fan of Jews. Originally, the script, it was going to be a homosexual that Robert Ryan killed, but they changed it to anti-Semitism. Robert Mitchum is the army guy that's helping out Robert Young's police officer. It's just a cracking little 86-minute film. Robert Ryan just exudes that danger and nastiness that we all love. Next, it's Spencer Tracy again. I did a video, a double take on 2 versions of Jekyll and Hyde. I've already bought the Frederick March one on Warner Archive Blu-ray at full price, but I didn't want to buy the Spencer Tracy one at full price because it's okay, but it's nowhere near as good as the Frederick March one. The Frederick March one's absolutely fantastic. The Spencer Tracy one's overlong, directed by Victor Fleming. It's 113 minutes. It doesn't need to be that long. Ingrid Bergman, Lana Turner. It's got a wonderful cast, but the makeup on Tracy, when he goes to Mr. Hyde, it's almost as if Tracy didn't want to look too bad, whereas Frederick March doesn't care about that. Yeah, it's a good version, but it's not the definitive version for me, but good to get that upgraded on Blu-ray. And then finally, this was just a little bit of fun. I didn't realise it was so short. This is the Attack of the 50-Foot Women, not the Daryl Hannah version. This is a 1956, 56 or 58. This has a commentary by Yvette Vickers, one of the actors in the film, and film historian Tom Weaver. It's only 65 minutes long, part melodrama and part an attack of the 50-foot woman. There's perhaps not enough of the 50-foot woman, but there's certainly plenty of her toes in close-up. It's a lot of fun. It's a nice little fun film, and for £7.50, how much fun do you get for £7.50 nowadays? So that's my HMV2 for 15 on the Warner Archive. There's the odd Mubi title in there, there's the odd 88 Films title as well, but for me it was a wonderful excuse to pick up some Warner Archive that I've had my eye on for a while, but only get them for £7.50 instead of £15 each. And the sale is still going on if you want to do damage to your wallet, if you can, on HMV, its website, and in store. So thanks so much for watching. Please let me know what your favourite film out of that bunch is. An interesting little mix. So thanks so much for watching. This is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films saying farewell.